Hey guys, welcome to our video. Today we will explain why the service-dominant logic approach with the concepts of value co-creation and the idea of networks of actors interacting and exchanging their individual resources is better reflected in the new service logic business model canvas instead of the classical business model canvas introduced by Osterwalder and Pinguer in 2010. The service logic business model canvas is explained next. We will illustrate the service business model canvas using the case study of health services in Germany. Introduction of a health as a service platform. This results in the following agenda for today.
I am really excited, so let's go.
The basic idea of health as a service is that it clearly defines that the customer or patient wants to consume health just like a service, viewed from a holistically macro perspective. For him, the overall goal is to be healthy and not to talk to a physician, talk to another doctor at the hospital, or to bring several documents on his own. Those service platforms are set up as digital platforms. They are built on a network or ecosystem of actors which interact and exchange resources, thus co-create value.
For this topic, you can also find a separate video here on our YouTube channel.
To reduce the complexity, we only focus on the view of the health as a service provider and the patient or consumer. First, we will start with an overview of the entire service logic business model canvas. The customer's world and desire for ideal value, the value proposition, the value creation, the interaction and co-production, the revenue streams and metrics, the key resources, the key partners, mobilizing resources and partners, and the cost structure. In the next step, we will analyze all parts more in detail. The first block, customer's world and desire for ideal value, creates a deep insight and holistic understanding of the customer's world. It goes beyond the actual business that the business model is describing, and here the customer's life is analyzed in depth. It is highly important, before moving to the value proposition and other blocks of a business model, to get a deep insight and holistic understanding of the customer's world. Explicit, implicit, and latent needs are analyzed here. At first, there is our point of view. How can we gain insight into the customer's world? For example, through descriptive research like surveys, social media monitoring, or rather explorative through focus groups, analyzing traffic on social media platforms, and how do we analyze and interpret the necessary information about our customers? Descriptive, SPSS, or qualitative, max QDA. Within our example of health as a service platform, it would be data collection and analytics and the constant communication with and feedback from the customer. In general, the customer's point of view includes: why do customers buy our offering? What are the customer's expectations and wishes? What benefits does the customer seek? Functional? Economic? Emotional? Social? Moral? Symbolic? What situation would customers ideally want if there were no constraints, rules, budgets, norms? Within health as a service, it involves manage and remember lots of complex health information and data, cope with an excessive amount of different physical documents, need to run over and over through onboarding processes at physicians, wish for simplification and digitalization of information exchange, want to get reliably accompanied based on their increased maturity. So the main problem is the complicated and time-consuming care. The next element is the value proposition. It refers to suggestions and projections of what impact on their practices customers can expect from the proposition. In general, our view is: what benefits are we selling with our services? What elements do our services consist of? What is special or unique about our offering? Within health as a service platform, it includes connect all necessary actors, information, guidance, practicability, and efficiency. Such elements could be a digital wallet, a data pool, a diagnosis bot, a digital health check, a fitness tracker, electronic prescription, or electronic payment. The customer view involves: what benefits does the customer buy from us? What challenges and problems should it solve? What special elements are needed for this? The overall goal is that the offer must match customer expectations. Within the health as a service platform, it is important for the customer to have access, overview, and sovereignty over his data, Consolidated and exchangeable health information, overall healthcare process simplifies and needed guidance gets provided, enlarged voice and improved experience, improved treatment quality based on the accessible database, education and increased health awareness. To summarize, the customer saves time, is healthier and feels safe. The block value creation focuses on what customers are doing with the value proposition to reach their goals. The customer takes on the role of value creator. The value is in turn dependent on what value base the customer has and which skills and resources they can add. The provider's role is to support the value creation so that the customer feels better afterwards than before. It assumes the role of value facilitator. So, our point of view is, how does our offering fit into the world of our customers? How can we integrate our offering into customers' everyday lives? How can we help customers create value and achieve their goals? At the Health as a Service platform, this is represented by mobile and web application, provide platform for improved service exchange or communication, provide data or information and compliance. The customer's perspective is, what experiences play a role, also mental and emotional experiences. How does value show up in customers' everyday lives and practices? What benefits are created? How is the long-term benefit realized? Within Health as a Service, this means that the customer wants to be a healthy and conscious individual, and the overall goal is to manage and simplify his life by increasing consciousness and possibilities of seamless communication or cooperation with relevant health actors and increase his well-being. The interaction and co-production block is about the customer's interaction or the contribution that the customer has to make in order to create value. To do so, the customer has to show a corresponding attitude, such as trust or openness, and has to integrate their own resources according to their possibilities. Co-production refers to providing information and contributing to the improvement or development of the value proposition. Since the information that the customer provides in turn provides value to the provider must create opportunities for integration and interaction. If the customer is not responsive, co-creation cannot occur. The provider must therefore create feedback opportunities. Co-production refers to using the customer's information to improve the value proposition again. Our point of view is, how can we support interaction? How can we build a relationship with the customer? How can we encourage the customer to engage in regards to our company and brands? How can we support the customer in co-producing our value proposition? Within Health as a Service platform, it's to provide platform with interactive processes and feedback opportunities. The customer's point of view is here. What activities does the customer perform while using our offering? What different contexts of use do exist at our customer? What activities does the customer need to perform to interact with us? Within our example is to check personal health data and use included features. The block revenue streams and metrics addresses the company's earnings logic, financial feedback, including profits, market share, cash flow, and other benefits, such as customer, brand, or network equity. For us, it is important. How do we generate revenue? How do we price based on customer value? What are key performance metrics? What else is valuable to us, besides money? Within the service platform, there are customers, if insurance is not part of platform, pay per month. Service provider, pay per video consultation, or for the data transfer between service providers. Insurance, pay per registered insurant. Private insurance, pay per e-billing. Advertisements, for example push notifications for preventive medical check. Main KPI, active users per month. The focus of the customer lays on, for what benefits do our customers want to pay? In what ways do our customers want to pay for it? What are important performance metrics? What financial and other values do our customers receive? Within Health as a Service platform, the customer's view is to have a better well-being and health and to get organizational help. The key resources block mainly focuses on operant resources. They are the dynamic, often intangible resources that act upon other resources. Specialized competencies of the company and the customer are the most important operant resources. Our point of view is, what skills do we need for our channels, revenues, customer relationships? What knowledge is required for our channels, revenues, customer relationships? What other tangible or intangible resources are required? What instruments or tools are relevant? Our example reflects components such as business, IT, medical, legal know-how, IT infrastructure or interfaces. The customer's point of view is: what capabilities do our customers need? What knowledge is required? What other tangible or intangible resources does our customer need? Which instruments or tools are relevant? Within Health as a Service platform, it is A. Possible illness or digital affinity or openness, trust into application, or technical equipment. The Key Partners block analyzes primarily those partners beyond a company-customer relationship that are directly required in value creation, and they are typically suppliers and other network partners. Our point of view includes: who are among our key partners, for example, suppliers, other departments, agencies? What tasks do our partners perform? What resources do we need from these partners? How do our partners benefit from the collaboration? Such could be doctors, hospitals, insurance, public and private, laboratories, online pharmacies, IT and cloud providers, health prevention services, services for chronic illness, diagnosis spot provider, unions, associations and strong investors or public authorities. The customer's view involves: how does our customer experience our partners? Does he come into contact with our partners? What partnerships do our customers have? How do we need to address these relationships? The key partner of the customer are independent service providers, insurance, smartphone provider, network provider, other included in Health as a Service provider. The mobilizing resources and partners block deals with the utilization and development aspects of resources and partners, and integration of resources. For us, it is important: how do we coordinate value creation? How do we create value for each stakeholder? How do we leverage integrated resources and partnerships? How do we continue to develop them? Within the example, this means the compliance of service exchange, provide necessary information digitally, data analytics and different bots, match sick person with physician. Therefore, the customer point of view is: how can our customer leverage the resources and partners? How can he develop them? Within Health as a Service, the customer focus to use features of application, provide feedback, enable data access. Finally, the cost structure block analyzes both the company's and the customer's costs and other sacrifices related to the business model. Our view includes: what are our costs? Which ones are particularly important for our business model? What other deprivations, expenses, or disadvantages are associated with our business model? Within the example of Health as a Service, there are the employees, salaries and other benefits, operating expenses, rent, energy, travel costs, IT infrastructure, licenses, maintenance, marketing and sales. The customer point of view is: which costs are incurred by our customer? What other deprivations are required from the customer? Within our example, the customer has possibly pay fees, needs technical equipment, or provide data access.
Let's summarize our key takeaways regarding the Service Logic Business Model Canvas in comparison to the classical business model canvas, which was introduced by Osterwalder and Pigner.
There is no distinction between our view and the customer's view. Further, the context of the user is not sufficiently analyzed within the classic business model canvas. The value co-creation part of the customer is missing. The provision of several possibilities to interact on engagement platforms and take an active part in creating the value proposition is missing on the side of the customer. And the category of key partners is too narrow. We also have to consider the dynamic networks. So, now we have reached the end of our video. Thank you and see you next time.